On a jagged, rocky stretch of the Japanese coast, the fog creates a world of its own, quiet and disconnected from the outside world. This is the home of Dr. Sadao Hoki. He lives a life defined by two opposing forces: a deeply traditional Japanese upbringing and a modern medical education gathered in the United States. But the macro-historical forces of World War II don't stop at the shoreline. Even in this remote house, the expectations of a nation at war press in on every side. Sadao's carefully controlled domestic life is a fragile bubble. In an era of total war, maintaining true isolation is impossible. That bubble bursts when the ocean deposits a broken, wounded body onto the rocks just below the house. Sadao and his wife Hana find a man wearing the distinctive dungaree work uniform of the U.S. Navy. He is an American prisoner of war, an active combatant and a sworn enemy. They don't rush to help. Instead, they stand over him in a state of paralyzing logic. If they shelter him, they face execution for treason. If they turn him over to the police, he will surely die. After minutes of fearful debate, they realize they cannot bring themselves to throw him back into the sea. They drag the man inside, a deliberate act that officially marks them as criminals against their own country. The American's condition is critical. A bullet is lodged near his kidney, and the wound is clogged with sea sand and infected. As Sadao prepares to operate, he experiences a sharp internal divide. His mind tells him this man is a threat, yet his medical training demands he view the body as a problem to be solved. In the heat of the operation, Sadao's personal disgust vanishes. He enters a state of absolute clinical focus, executing the removal of the bullet with the same precision he would give a Japanese soldier. The Hippocratic Oath functions as a mandate that bypasses national loyalty. In this room, the laws of the physician override the laws of the state. But outside the operating room, the reality of the war returns. The household servants discover the prisoner and refuse to stay in a house harboring the enemy. To the servants, the situation is simple. The man is a killer, and sheltering him is a betrayal of the boys they've sent to the front lines. Caught between his conscience and his safety, Sadao visits a local military general. He reports the prisoner, hoping to shift the burden of the man's fate to the authorities. The general offers a calculated, quiet solution. He promises to send private assassins to Sadao's house at night. They will kill the American and remove the body, leaving Sadao's hands clean. Sadao spends the next 3 nights in a state of psychological collapse. He lies awake, listening for the sound of a struggle or a muffled cry, waiting for a state-sponsored murder he has permitted. He realizes that by simply waiting, he is still making a choice. Complicity through silence is a weight he cannot carry. But the assassins never come. The general, preoccupied with failing health, simply forgets the arrangement. Sadao reaches a breaking point. He has saved this man's life twice, once from the sea and once from the bullet. He cannot sit by and wait for a third party to take it. He prepares a boat with food, water, and extra quilts, and gives the American a Japanese robe to hide his uniform, and points him toward a nearby island where Korean fishing boats often pass. If he runs out of food, he is to flash a light twice at the horizon, but only after sunset, remaining invisible to the shore. This is an active act of treason. By ensuring the man's survival, Sadao finally chooses his identity as a doctor over his identity as a subject of the emperor. The following morning, the horizon is empty. No signal comes from the island. The enemy has safely escaped. Sadao looks out at the water, still wondering why he did it. He was a patriot. He held the same prejudices as his neighbors. And yet, when faced with a dying man, he couldn't let prejudice win. His actions suggest a difficult truth. While taught to hate a nation, it is much harder to ignore individual suffering directly in front of us. The story of Dr. Sadao proves that the ultimate victory in war isn't found in the destruction of the enemy. It is found in the preservation of one's own humanity when the world demands its surrender.